Hey Tommy, Miss Irene wants us to do a storyboard. Let's open a Google document. Can you open it?
Huh? Yeah, no. I just got my computer yesterday. I don't know how to open the document.
What?
Ah?
But I guess Miss Irene is going to give us feedback on our storyboard. If you don't have any device, how are you going to learn?
Use my notes? Yeah, I don't know.
Whatever. Moving on to our project 3. How are we going to talk about metaverse? It's a new trend now.
Huh? What is metaverse? Huh?
How can we work with you if you're so clueless?
Welcome, Tommy, to the interview. Can you tell me more about yourself?
Um, uh, Thank you for your questions. I'm passionate about business, and I will read many business books to enrich myself.
From your profile, I see that you don't have a bachelor's degree. How do you compete with other people that do have a degree?
Yes, but I think I can acquire knowledge by reading books. Yeah.
Books? What about taking online classes?
Sorry about that. My computer cannot really access those classes, and they will run a long time.
Okay. Do you know how to use Microsoft, Excel, Python?
Sorry that I'm not too familiar.
If you don't have the digital skills or the proper devices, why did you even apply to this job in the first place?
This is a case of digital divide, and Tommy is the victim suffering from it. The digital divide refers to the gap between individuals who have internet access, technical and financial ability to utilize available technology and those who do not, resulting in economic, educational, and social inequalities. Digital divide exists between developed and developing countries, urban and rural populations, young and educated versus older and less educated individuals. Less developed countries account for 14% of the population, comprising more than half of the world's extremely poor and suffering from digital divide. 2.9 billion people have never used the internet, with 4% from developing countries.
This is not the whole story. Because of the hit from the pandemic, the digital gap is widening, but not narrowing down. Full online learning mode has affected education of those who have limited or no internet access. A group of people cannot attend schools and exams under the pandemic, not to mention increasing digital literacy through online resources. With more and more companies promoting work from home policies, online meetings and interviews has become a new normal. How can those people without a webcam attend any of these? With the increasing hardware standards, the employability of this group of people is dropping. To prevent the transmission of the virus, many cities have introduced policies like lockdown and lowering government's office hours. Most of the infrastructural services went online, like applying subsidies and hygiene kits. People suffering from digital divide may encounter challenges to fulfill their basic needs. Recall the digital gap. Under the pandemic, the upper limit of the gap is increasing staggeringly. Those who left behind are even more struggled to catch up, widening the digital gap.
Remember, we mentioned digital divide leads to economic, educational, and social inequalities. Now let's dive into details of each. We saw how Tommy faced all kinds of struggles in his learning journey, while other students could effectively learn online. This is educational inequality. Nowadays, people with digital access easily obtain high-quality educational content via massive open online courses and platforms, whereas those without internet access miss the opportunity as they lack access to information that will advance their education. Hence, digital divide leads to educational inequalities, making it more difficult for students lacking digital access to complete their education or stand out among peers, while privileged students face less hurdles to complete learning objectives.
Imagine Tommy heading into the workplace. He lacks digital skills which are essential nowadays, such as Microsoft PowerPoint, Excel, making him less competitive, resulting in less competitive salary, further exacerbating economic inequality. There is worsening discrimination under digital divide. Recall how team members of Tommy were discriminating Tommy for the lack of digital skills, considering him someone who will cause trouble. This could lead to isolation, which can affect mental health in the long term.
Tommy is not alone. There are 3.7 billion people who are also suffering from the digital divide. And is there anything we can do to help individuals like Tommy? From individuals to community to the government, everyone has a role to play to bridge the gap. The government can narrow the digital gap by incorporating public-private partnerships with hardware manufacturers like Apple and Microsoft. As a result, they can request donation of new, used, or refurbished personal computers and laptops, which will then be distributed to people in developing countries who lack proper devices. Secondly, the government can also allocate proper funding for Wi-Fi infrastructures. This will allow those who lack the financial ability to gain access to the internet. Communities around the world play an important role. They can provide free courses and tutoring for people to learn more about technology. This will allow individuals to catch up with technological trends and equip themselves with necessary digital skills to help them learn better, increase competitiveness in the market, and reduce problems of educational and economical inequality. And most importantly, this will enhance people's digital literacy in this digitally dominated era. You may think, how can I be part of the solution? You don't have to donate laptops or even give coding classes. All you need to do is to keep an open mind. There is a stigma associated with a lack of digital devices which prevents people from seeking support. Do not perpetuate this stigma. Create a welcoming environment for individuals to learn and accept help. After all, the digital divide is one of the many fundamental inequalities deeply embedded in our societies. We would require systematic change, and that starts with our mindset towards this problem.
Digital divide, a long-term and worldwide problem, is worsening the quality of life among us, not only the poor. As the world is changing and developing every second, you and we could be another Tommy in the future if we are lagging behind the trend. Although the government and different organizations are helping us to eliminate the gap caused by the digital divide, you and we should pay more attention and awareness towards this topic. Start from today, never be late. Thank you.